Hello again, and we are the last video for module 6. Here we are going to focus on kind of bringing everything together, where we are creating a story that answers above questions using Tableau software and provided data. And before we do create a story out of these visualizations, I'll also show you how to create a quick dashboard that can be also included into the story. So far we have been creating just worksheets, and we always clicked on this icon right here to create a new worksheet. When we want to create a new dashboard, we will simply click New Dashboard, and what we have is available sheets that we already created. We can simply drag and drop them to start creating our dashboard. And in the Getting Started with Tableau, and there are plenty other videos that show you how to actually create different dashboards. So I'm just going to create a simple one. Let's say we want to focus on the most popular genres in Asia and Europe. We probably don't need now the label, the legend, because it actually is displayed within the visualization itself, the colors and the names. Top 20 artists, maybe put it right next to it. And then at the bottom, maybe do the trend analysis. As you kind of move around and hover, you see how it tells you where you can place the object. So we have that. Maybe we want to change it so that it actually displays this a little bit better, something like this. We can then go and make it fit entire view, so it extends it a bit. We can move this around. We can also make this fit entire view as well. We can make this a little bit smaller, and we don't need to necessarily make it dynamic for now, or why don't we just actually select the regions to be on top. There we go. We said we're going to remove this, and let's say we are not interested in changing genres for now, so we will remove this and maybe make this filtering to work as a drop down, and call this region dashboard. And by clicking on show dashboard title, it will appear here, and we have ourselves a little dashboard that shows the view of everything together, or at least 3 of those views together, and you can always change and select different ones in terms of regions and how the data will change. So there we go, we created a quick dashboard. Now we're going to create a story by connecting all these visualizations into something that can be presented to somebody. It's simple as grabbing the first sheet that we want to display and simply dropping it here, and then we can add a caption. So the caption here is potentially rock genre remains our top seller. And that's really the main point that we want to tell with this visualization right here, and we display it here. Then on the next point, we actually want to focus on artists, so just drop it as an add new point. So I'm grabbing top 20 artists and just dropping it on this add a new point, and we add a new point, and maybe the insight from here might be that some of our top selling artists do sell across multiple genres, but not all. Because we see that Iron Maiden is making music across genres, so does U2, but Led Zeppelin and Metallica and CCR, for example, are kind of focused on only one genre of music. Next, let's look at the sales by region. Add the point again, and we can maybe say that European region is significantly bigger than Asia region. Because you can see the size is simply dwarfing Europe relative to Asia. Maybe a little bit more about, let's just make a mistake here and then drop it here correctly. There we go, this was the latest one. Here maybe the insight is that in Asia we only sell in India. This is our great next growth opportunity. Then we want to create a trend line as well. I'm not dropping it correctly. Here's the trend line. Maybe here the message is that rock genre remains strong, but we have declining sales in heavy metal and alternative music. And then maybe the last one, we can put the dashboard as a new point. We call it putting it all together for further analysis. And we can maybe make it fit. Automatically the size of the screen. It's a little bit better this way, so you can go across your stories, and you can now go over it and simply say, hey, we see that we sell across a number of genres, but rock remains our top seller. Some of our top artists do sell across multiple genres, but not all, and talk about some of the differences. Here you're showing that European region is significantly bigger than Asian region. In Asia we only sell in India, so this is our great opportunity for growth. While rock remains our strong genre, we have declining sales in heavy metal and alternative music. And then if anybody wants to look at other regions, the same reports can be refreshed and select different regions for analysis as well. And to submit this, the last thing you need to do is go and click on story title and change this to, let's see what the instructions say. Change it to region analysis and then your name. So we will go back to here and to region analysis by, and then put your first and last name in here. Once you have that, you can then simply do file, print to PDF, active sheet landscape, and you can call it your first and last names, and then module 6 assignment 2, and then simply save it. I'll replace it because I already have it. And here it is. You just did your first story using Tableau software. Congratulations. I know this was a lot of work, but you can definitely put this now on your resume as one of the skills that you have. And all you have to do is now go and submit this PDF file to your instructor's link for our course, and they will be reviewed so that you can get as many credits as possible. Again, thank you, and see you in class.